An exponential equation is one where the variable we're trying to solve for, in this case x, is located in the exponent position. When the variable we're trying to solve for is in the exponent, most of the time we're going to need to convert the equation into logarithmic form in order to gain access to that exponent. But in order to do that, our first step is going to be to isolate the base that is raised to that variable exponent. And so in this example, our first move is going to be to subtract 34 from both sides. So we now have 9 raised to the x power is equal to 94 minus 34 is 60. Now that that base raised to the x power is completely isolated, we're ready to convert this exponential equation into logarithmic form. And we have two ways that we can do this. We can simply convert it, or we can take the log of both sides. In part A, we'll convert to logarithmic form, and then in part B, we'll take the log of both sides. To convert to logarithmic form, we're going to write down the word log. The base of this exponential form is the subscript base of the logarithm. What we're equal to in exponential form is the argument of the logarithm, so 60. And then the logarithm always has an output that is the exponent from the exponential form, so x. And technically, this is our answer. Since we have x by itself on one side, we have solved for x. Now this number might look a little strange to us, so let's take a look at it on the calculator. Log base 10 and log base e are the only two buttons on the face of the calculator, but we can change the base to a different base by hitting the math button and then going to the end of this first math list. And so we can go all the way down until we see the function that's called log base, hit enter, and this enables us to put whatever base it is that we need. So we want log base 9 of 60, and we can see that the answer is 1.86. Let's store this into the x variable so that we can then check our answer using our calculator. So we hit store, x, and then enter. So we've determined that the decimal approximation for this quantity is 1.86. But if our answer checks out, we would say the exact value is log base 9 of 60, and that is our preferred answer. In order to check this answer, we're going to plug our x value back into the very beginning equation. So in our calculator, we say 9 raised to that x power, remember we've already stored our decimal into the x, plus 34, and we get an output of 94, which means that our answer is correct. Let's do this again for part B. Because the variable x is in the exponent position, that means that this is an exponential equation, and most of the time we're going to need to employ logarithms in order to gain access to that x. Our first step is to isolate the base that's raised to that variable power. So we'll add 9 to both sides to get 4e to the 2x is equal to 56. Before we bring in logarithms, we still need to divide off this 4. So on the left-hand side, we'll end up with e to the 2x power, and on the right-hand side, we get 56 divided by 4, which is 14. Now that we've completely isolated the base raised to the variable power, it's time to bring in logarithms. And remember, we can do this in one of two ways. We can simply convert this to log form, but sometimes it's easier to do what we call take the log of both sides. And that's what we're going to do here to demonstrate how that's done. First of all, let's recall that if two things are equal to each other, then I could put both of those things into the argument of the same logarithm, and in this case we're going to use the natural logarithm because we have base e, and when those two things are in the argument of the same logarithm, those are also equal to each other. So what we have is two things that are equal to each other. So I can put these into the argument of the same logarithm. So we'll say if e to the 2x is equal to 14, then the ln of e to the 2x must be the same as the ln of 14. And this is what we call taking the log of both sides, or putting both sides into the argument of the same logarithm. It is important that the base be the same for each side of the equation. Now we could choose any base that we want, but because of the fact that our equation involves a base e, we actually get a little bit of a shortcut if we choose the log base e. We bring logarithms to the equation in order to gain access to their properties, and one that serves us well is the power rule. Since 2x is a power on the entire argument, we can bring that 2x down to the front of the logarithm as a multiplier, where we have the ln of e that remains. On the right-hand side, we still just have the ln of 14. Recall also the ln of e is equal to 1, because the ln is the same thing as the log base e with the argument of e, and e raised to the first power is going to bring us back to e. So the ln of e is 1, and this is equal to 1, so the left-hand side is just 2x, and the right-hand side is still ln of 14. Now in order to solve for x, all we need to do is divide both sides by 2. So we have x is equal to, we could either write ln of 14 over 2, or we could pull that 2 to the front as a multiplier of 1/2 and say it's 1/2 times the ln of 14. So this is our exact value for the solution of x, but now we need to check this answer by storing it into our calculator and then plugging it back into the original equation. So we can say 0.5 times the ln of 14, and then store that value into x. When we hit enter, we see the decimal approximation, but again, we are interested in the exact value for our solution. But once we have it stored into x, we can go back to the beginning equation, which was 4 times e raised to the 2x. So we'll do second, and then e raised to the 2x, come out of the exponent, and then hit -9 to see that the output is 47. So our solution does work.